this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing.
Mandy, unmute yourself.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Thank you for my friend, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friend, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my friend, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friend, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Every day I say thank you for this day. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything. I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. Everything I need. God gives me everything I need. Everything, everything. God gives me everything. Oh, everything I ever need. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world.
Good morning, Mile High. Okay, now this song is interactive, and I'm going to ask you to do a few things, but it's going to make you feel real good. And the person next to you is going to make them feel even better. All right? Here we go. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together.
Well, good morning, and good morning there. I have everybody on the line. I got Karen, I got Dave and Mandy, I got Judy. Can you guys all see me and hear me? It doesn't look like they can see me and hear me. Are you there? All right. I'm going to have to hang up on them and have them join us again, so hang on. Yeah, I'm going to have to, all right, I'm going to have to hang up on them. We're trying a new interface this morning, so let me hang up. All right. I'm going to have to call them each and say, log back in. Here comes Karen Mitchell. All right. Can you hear me, Karen? You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. And here comes Lori. Can you hear me, Lori?
There we are.
There we are. And here come Dave and Mandy. Can you hear me, Dave and Mandy? Oh, good. Here's everybody. Here's everybody together. Good morning, crew.
Good morning.
This is our service crew this morning. We're trying a new interface, and now everything's working good. So God is great. God is good. All right, so you guys hang out. I'm going to go ahead and just put on I release, because it's time for us to release anything about the interface. So here we go.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day. You've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I really cannot let it go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife.
Yeah, we are only here for God. Everybody's on camera. Charles was saying how nice it is for the whole service crew to be on camera together. There we are all together again. It's nice, this new interface that lets us do this. And I want to let you know, Dave and Mandy, I'm going to do a prayer coming in. I'm going to do an opening treatment, and then I'm going to do a prayer for the president. I'm going to read a prayer by David Alexander for the president. And then I'm going to bring you guys in for your first song right after that, because your first song is Love is the Answer, and I really want to use that early on in the service. So let me go right now to treatment. I'm going to put on some music by Donna Michael here, this sacred silence music. There it is. Yes. So I want to invite everybody at this time to simply take a breath. Take a breath with me. I invite you to interact with the divine universe around us, breathing in our oxygen, breathing out our carbon dioxide, participating in the cosmic, atomic nature of the universe. I invite us all to settle in to this moment, recognizing that there is only one life. That life is God. That life is love. That life is universal peace and kindness, intelligence, wisdom. Recognizing that right where each of us is, we are expressing and we are individualizing a power for good greater than we are, which is the very fabric and nature of our life, which is the very fabric and nature of this universal life. It is always good. It is always God. It is always the one life, the one mind. We cannot be separate from it. It cannot be separate from us. It is the allness of who we are. And so right now, in this moment, I bless our day. I bless our time together. I bless Dave and Mandy and Reverend Karen and Judy and Laurie who are participating in this service with me. And I bless all of us who are watching, our family, our friends, and our community and our nation as we enter this month before these big changes which we are anticipating as we get together in our democracy to make decisions about who and what we will be in the coming years. I know that all is well. I bless us all, and in gratitude, I release my word into that loving and mechanically accurate law, allowing it to do the manifestation of my word in this moment. I let it be, and I let it go, and together in gratitude, I urge us all to affirm this blessing by saying, and so it is. And so it is. So, as I said before, I mean, we all are recognizing that the President of the United States is in the hospital. He is not well. He has contracted COVID-19. We all know that this is true. And Reverend David Alexander, who is my friend, wrote a beautiful prayer, a science of mind-based communication and prayer. I've been praying for the president's recovery as I would for anyone. Dr. Holmes, of course, teaches us that all dis-ease is rooted in incorrect thinking that we are not one with the divine. And Reverend David Alexander, who's the former chair of the CSL Leadership Council and is currently the senior minister at our center in Atlanta, Georgia, and is one of the best and smartest ministers in our movement, and is a member of the American College of Bishops as well. He wrote this prayer for the president. I'm going to read it to you. He said, I join others in praying for the health and well-being of the President of the United States and the First Lady and all others who have contracted COVID-19. He said, to be clear, praying for the recovery from COVID-19 is only dealing with effect. And our tradition teaches us to pray at the level of cause, not effect. Therefore, we pray for a healing of the consciousness that willfully dismissed the seriousness of this disease, thereby bringing forth the conditions which not only made contraction possible for the President of the United States and the First Family, but friends and advisors around them. We pray for a transformation of the mind that consistently seeks to abuse others for its own gain. We pray for a complete healing of the internalized pain that causes the president to lash out at others. May he know that love is eternal and ever available. We pray for the diseased consciousness that protects its ego and image with a swirl of false information that puts others in danger and in harm's way. May this mind be relieved of any lies that harm our democracy. May the light of a greater truth pierce this thin and fragile veil. We know that all of this is simply symptomatic of a mind that has lived separated from its source and from the inclusive healing power of love. This power is the only power there is, and it alone is capable of restoring this mind, this soul, and this body. And therefore, we affirm the presence of this power right where he is. This power seeks all beings as the outlet for its loving expression. And the president is no exception to that inclusive law of love. Therefore, may healing and revealing be the nature of this activity, bringing forth all that is no longer served, so that it may be exposed in the light of God, making the way clear for holy and complete restoration. And so it is. And so it is. So, to your uneducated ear, it may sound like this is not nice or is not loving, but in truth, the words of this prayer are the most loving and conscious communication about what's going on, which is we have to stay conscious of the science of what's happening in our nation, and we have to all pray for a restoration of clear and loving thought all around us. Any divisiveness that we participate in our nation right now is only serving to create more of that manifestation. And what we need to all of us be doing right now is living in love of unity. Our Ho'oponopono prayer is really a great affirmation for us to restore and reconcile with each other. Only love, wishing only the best for everyone, wishing only the best. What a week it's been. In the last week, we saw the nomination of a new Supreme Court justice candidate. We saw the revelation of the New York Times articles about the president's finances. We saw the debate, which frankly was not our country's best moment. We saw the debate, an awful representation of what can happen when self-will is run rampant. And then we saw the President of the United States becoming ill, and many of his inner circle also becoming ill because of disregard for the science. So I pray for all of us to join in a reconciliation of love, that we honor each of us, that we extend only love. Remember, the only as we've been talking about over the last month, the opposite of love is fear. Let's not be in fear. Let's be in love. So let's say together our Ho'oponopono prayer. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And now let's say it for holding back any love that we might have held back from anyone. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Let's take just a couple of minutes to meditate on this.
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Maya. Please forgive me. Hui kala Maya. Thank you. Mahalo. I love you. Aloha vauya I'm sorry. E kala Maya. Please forgive me. Hui kala Maya. Thank you. Mahalo ya o. I love you. Aloha vauya o. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. So sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
Okay, well, I'm going to bring in Dave and Mandy now for their first song, Love is the Answer. Good morning again, you guys.
Morning, Dad.
It's so good to see you, and I love this new interface that allows us to really be in this space together. And, well, I really want to hear this song. I really need to hear this song. So here you go, Dave and Mandy.
Name your price, ticket to paradise. I can't stay here anymore. Down no time. I've been from shore to shore to shore. If there's a shortcut, I'd have found it. But there is no easier way around it. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Who knows why? Someday we all must die. We're all hopeless boys and girls, and we are never hurt. It's such a lonely, lonely, lonely world. People turn their backs and walk on by. Tell me, is it worth just another try? Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Tell me you're alive, or just a dying man. What are the chances? From your for me answer. So if you feel afraid, love one another, and you lost your way. Love one another, and you're all alone. Love one another, when you're all alone. Love one another, when you're down and out. Love one another, and when you must together. Love one another, when you need a friend. Love one another, when you're near the Shine the song, set us free. Love is the answer. Ooh, light the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on the song, set us free. Love is the answer.
Love is the answer. Love is the answer. Thank you, guys. Hang out. I'll come back to you. Love one another. Let's go right to our promises. Dr. Holmes' promise. You might notice I have a new setup for the service this week. Let's say this together. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. Well, let's assure our souls right now. 1, 2, 3. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. We are life, we are light, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom. And beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit. All right, let's go right to our community affirmation. Let's say this together. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that the kingdom of heaven is within, and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe that all thought is creative, and that how I choose to think creates my personal experience. I believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. And I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. So, I want to remind you that Centers for Spiritual Living, we are an open and affirming community and have been since 1927. Here at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, we are a radically inclusive and mindfully non-racist spiritual community where all are lovingly welcomed here. And I'm going to bring Reverend Karen in. Good morning again, Reverend Karen.
Good morning.
And Reverend Karen is going to read our inclusivity statement. So here we go.
Okay. So this is our community statement of inclusion. We, the High Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of spirit that each person embodies, advocates for human rights and dignity for all, blesses each other, sees holiness in all life, remains learners and listeners so that we can grow together, and understands that oneness is not sameness. And we, the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, know that our beloved community is revealed when we love each other well.
Yeah. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate your participation in our service today. You are
My pleasure.
Yes. And I want to let everybody know that next Sunday, right after service, I'm going to be teaching a CSL 101 class, new member class next Sunday, right after service. We'll Zoom right into that. And we had our first 4 agreements class on Wednesday. It was awesome. And I've had so many interactions with people since then based on stuff that's come up in the service and in the class. And so having missed the first class does not mean you have to stay out of the next 4 nights. You can certainly, here, I'm going to change this so it says 4 Wednesdays. There we go. 4 Wednesdays. The class is is a love offering. And I want to remind you that our office hours, we do have the office manned Mondays 9 to 1, Tuesdays 9 to 4, Wednesdays 9 to 12, and Thursdays 10 to 3. And now I'm going to bring Judy in as our practitioner for the day, and I'm going to unmute Judy here and Lori. Hi, Judy.
Hi there.
How are you doing over there at the center?
Fabulous.
All right, so Judy, you're going to do the affirmation and the flames of faith, so take it away.
Today, our affirmation is, today I reflect all of God's good outwardly to each person I meet. And please join me in saying that. Today, I reflect all of God's good outwardly to each person I meet. Once more, today I reflect all of God's good outwardly to each person I meet. And the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony on Sunday to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people and all faith, all beings, come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, honoring all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcomed here. And as we light the last candle, the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. And so it is. And let us continue in that presence, recognizing the oneness, the Spirit within ourselves, moving through us, around us, and in everything that we are in contact with. I recognize that Spirit and speak the word of love and understanding, of healing, of all those that may be in need of extra strength to move through the experiences they are having, whether it be physical or mental. We are there with them, upholding them, loving them, honoring them. We accept the grace of God within us at this moment, upholding all those around us. We know the truth of love and of God moving through us and accept it as so. Knowing that this is so in everything that we do and say today and through this week, we love and honor this presence, as together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Judy. And so it is. That was beautiful. And the mask goes on. Yes, good. Thanks a lot. I'm going to go right over to Dave and Mandy now. All right, I got to unmute you, and I'm getting used to the whole new interface there, but I can hear you. All right, you guys. I love this song, and I think it's perfect for where we're at in our country right now, so take it away.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. Don't know much about geography. Don't know much trigonometry. Don't know much about algebra. Don't know what a slight root is for. But I know that 1 and 1 is 2. And if this one could be with you, what a wonderful world this would be. I don't claim to be an A student, but I'm trying to be. Baby, by being an A student, baby, I can give your love to me. Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
What a wonderful world this would be. Keep praying. Keep praying. Thank you, guys. I'm so glad that you're here. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Before I go on, I'm just gonna go straight ahead. Thanks. All right. So Lori says, thanks, Dave and Mandy. What a wonderful world with you in it. And that is the truth. What a wonderful world with you in it. I'm going to go back to Reverend Karen for just a second, just because I see that she's still here. You're still here. And let me unmute you. What do you got going on today? What do you got going on for today?
Working, moving my mom into her living place today.
Okay. Well, I thank you for your service today. You don't have to stay on the call. You can, but you don't have to. I'm just letting you know. Okay.
I will be watching.
Okay. All right. So, what a wonderful world. Actually, the song is called Wonderful World. It's not called What a Wonderful World. It was recorded by Sam Cooke, of course. It was originally released on April 14th, 1960. 1960. Wow. 60 years ago. The song was mainly composed by Lou Adler and Herb Alpert of the Tijuana Brass fame, but Sam Cooke revised the lyrics. And what's really funny is none of them are credited with writing this song. If you notice that the songwriter, it says Barbara Campbell, which is a completely pseudonymous. Nobody has any idea why they didn't take credit for the writing of the song, but it became Sam Cooke's biggest hit since You Send Me, which was all the way back in 1957, 3 years earlier. It peaked at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 2 on the Hot R&B charts. And the lyrics, Sam, he revised the lyrics to make it more, he was a proponent of education. So he changed the lyrics to make it more education involved. Don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took. But here's the thing. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. Now, of course, 1960, this was originally written as a love song, but the chorus is a timeless message for us all right now. It's what I was talking about at the beginning of the service. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. And we're talking about this interactive and interconnected relationship all during October, where our CSL spiritual global vision is cosmic connections. That's our topic for the whole month. Our topic this week is just like me. And our work is knowing that we're each a reflection of the infinite self. We can grow to understand that everyone reflects this one. We're each doing the best we can with what we have in the time that we have. And when we can find compassion for ourselves for doing the best that we can, we're able to transfer our compassion to those around us. And knowing that we're each a reflection of the infinite self, and so is everyone else, we can move towards an understanding that everyone reflects the same humanity and the same divinity. This is a really beautiful and potentially challenging idea for these times. And I love this picture of the cat looking in the mirror and having the lion reflected back, because that's really, when we look in the mirror, God is reflected back at us. It's a beautiful and challenging idea. I was saying that we're teaching the 4 agreements right now. And in these challenging times, I really can't think of a better blueprint for our thinking and our behavior, especially in the next month or so as we navigate a potentially highly charged atmosphere that is our national paradigm right now. What a wonderful world this would be if we all practiced these 4 agreements on a daily basis. If we were impeccable with our word, Reverend Karen mentioned at class the other night that impeccable comes from the Latin to not sin. Okay, so we know that in religious science, sinning is missing the mark. Thinking and saying things which are not of our highest good or the highest good of others, right? So being impeccable with our word, not taking things personally, not making assumptions about what people think or feel or mean, and most importantly, if we all do our best in any given moment and recognize that each of us is doing the best that we can with what we have in the time that we have. So knowing this, can each of us have more generous thoughts about other people? Can I decide to have more generous thoughts based on the idea that we're all connected at a cosmic level, even when people say and do things that we really dislike, when people do and say things that we think are not smart, or when people say and do things that do not reflect love? Can we still decide to have more generous thoughts based on the idea that we're connected on a cosmic level? Can I stay connected and in tune with the idea that spiritually speaking, we all share the same DNA and heritage? This month, we're going to be talking about three things all month long, a 3-point plan to stay focused on our divine connection with each other. First step, tune in to the divine. However you understand that to be, however you do that, do it. Spend time this month purposefully connecting yourself to God, to the universe, to infinite intelligence, to the divine. That's the first step. Tune into the divine and consciously connect with spirit. Hang out in the presence. Whatever it is that feeds your soul, this month, let's make a point of doing it for our own spiritual health and the spiritual health of the world. Do what you have to do so that when you get up in the morning or get up from your spiritual practice and step out into the world, you're doing that from an atmosphere of love and peace and power and serenity. Second step, connect with yourself. And that brings up a good question, which is, how are you going to do that if you don't do your spiritual practice? How are you going to connect with yourself if you don't do your spiritual practice first? Because if you are like me, Karen says, don't tune into the jazz station and expect to hear Mozart. Man, ain't that correct? Don't tune into the jazz station and expect to hear Mozart, right? If you want peace, and if you're like me, and sometimes you're navigating the world without being alert and awake, because sometimes I do that. Sometimes I get so busy with my stuff that I start to navigate my day without being truly tuned in to the divine and truly tuned into myself. Do you ever get up in the morning and the first thing you do is pick up your phone and look at the news and see what is happening in the news? Do you do that before you connect with yourself and with the universal peace? Do you do that? I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just that we are what we eat, after all. And I can see that that's true. What we consume and take in and digest mentally and physically and spiritually feeds into our outlook on our day. And I'm not saying that we shy away from the world around us or avoid it, and that, there's a lot of work for us to do in the world. I'm not talking about that. But what I am talking about is, how do we fill up our spiritual gas tank before we step out into action? Like Reverend Karen said on the chat, don't tune into the jazz station and expect to hear Mozart. Don't tune into the news first thing in the morning and necessarily expect to have a peaceful start to your day, especially if what's been in the news is charging you up. Charles said, good analogy, Karen, and she thanked him. Thank you, Charles. It's true. So I'm not saying that you don't do that, but be aware. Everybody's got their own way of doing this. How do we tune into our best self? Maybe you get up in the morning and you read Thought for the Day or Science of Mind, or you meditate, Before I step out into the world, I take a moment before I get in the car. Actually, I'm in the car. But when I start the engine and before I put the car in gear, I think about what I value and how I want to represent those values out in the world. I don't go out that much right now, but I go to, the grocery store. I do most of the shopping right now because Sharon has upper respiratory challenges. So, and the air's been really, really bad. Everybody's got their own way. I take a moment to think about what I value and what I want to represent out in the world. And I also am doing everything I can to make sure that I take care of my physical form, my body, mind, temple, with respect and honor. And just in case you forget, what I looked like 2 years ago, that's what I looked like 2 years ago. 80 pounds heavier. And now 80 pounds lighter. 80 pounds heavier, 80 pounds lighter. Right? Step 3 of our 3-point plan is to get in tune with and connect with others. I love to connect with people. I love my job. Minister is a verb. And I love ministering not only with you guys here on Sundays and my daily message, but I love ministering out in the world. As I said, I do most of the shopping now because Sharon has asthma, and I notice that most of the time when I go out and am shopping, the clerks are really happy and making a point of connecting with everyone. And I have I know everybody who works at my regular grocery store, which is Trader Joe's. I also know the produce manager at the Albertsons where I shop because his son and my sons used to take karate together. So we used to spend lots of afternoons sitting at the karate dojo talking to each other. So I get to go see him when I go to Albertsons to pick up vegetables too. But have you ever gone into the grocery store and noticed that the person who's ringing you up doesn't look like this? They may in fact look like this. They may not be happy. What do you do when you encounter people out in the world who are not having a good day? I always make a point of asking how their day is going. And then I pay attention to how the conversation unfolds. The simple act of asking how they are might make a huge beneficial impact on their day and then everybody that they come into contact with afterwards. It can change the world in so many levels when we make a decision to put good out into the world and then follow up on that by putting good and love out into the world. I love ministering. Minister is a verb, and I love ministering. You can all minister. The fact that you're here right now, the fact that you are in this conversation with me right now, means that you have woken up to the truth that this is a spiritual universe really and truly ruled by universal love and creativity. And just because you don't have reverend in front of your name does not mean that you cannot minister to those out in the world who are all reflecting back the same divinity. We are so interconnected. As I like to remind you that Neil deGrasse Tyson says, we're all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, and to the rest of the universe atomically, right? We're all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, and to the rest of the universe atomically. And so this month, these 3 goals that we're talking about, tuning into the divine and connecting with yourself and connecting with others, as we can do this, and if we do this, it helps us maintain a spiritual connection to the universe. Dr. Holmes said spiritual means being aware of the atmosphere of God. When we are aware of the atmosphere of God and we set our intention to go out in the world being aware of the atmosphere of God, it's so joyful to bring that atmosphere of the divine with us, with me. My experience is when I go out in the world and I make that commitment. Now, we were talked about that in class this week, that assignment, or maybe it was in one of my mindful messages, that assignment, to go out and stand in line and be of service, just standing in line at the bank or the grocery store or wherever, regardless of whether that person doesn't have their coupons ready or their baby is fussing or whatever's going on, to go out in the world with the intention of being of service, of being love out in the world. And as we come into a kinder and deeper and more honest understanding of ourselves and our relationship to the universe and our relationship to each other, we can also consciously connect with people in a more loving and kind way. Karen says, I thank the clerks for being there for all of us, and I give them great gratitude. It makes me feel so good. It usually takes them by surprise and gets a positive response. I know. They're front line in this COVID-19, being out there to make sure that we all have food. They are the front line of our ability to feed ourselves. And I'm so grateful that they are there. And I get it, that this whole idea of oneness is not something that everybody gets easily. The you might have to look for the ways in which we're interconnected with each other to see it. And somebody I've read quite a bit of and seen on Oprah a lot is the Sufi mystic Dr. Llewellyn Vaughan Lee. He is very passionate that we all open up our minds to the many, many ways in which oneness is expressing itself in our lives today.
It's hard for many people to embrace the idea of oneness when it feels like the country and the world is more fractured than ever.
And yet, look at our understanding of the ecosystem. It is one ecosystem. We are all part of one world in a way that was inconceivable in my parents' generation. And for me, the internet is a very precious symbol of that. We've been given this tool of oneness. People in a cyber cafe in Tajikistan, somewhere in a room in Manhattan, they're all connected together, part of this worldwide web of interrelationships. That to me is oneness at work. Oneness is not an idea. Oneness is a life force. Oneness is the life force of the planet, trying to break through this hierarchical structures that are killing it. And I have a passionate belief in oneness, not just as a mystic. I know what oneness is like within the heart and within life, but as a practical tool. We have to live according to oneness.
It's so fascinating that you're saying this to me, because I often I've thought this but haven't been able to articulate what you just said. As I'm watching myself and others on our Blackberries and our iPads and iPods and everything. And I also think about it every time I pick up the phone. I have a school in South Africa. You can hit 11 digits and suddenly you're speaking to Africa. Or you can hit FaceTime on your iPad and you're face to face with someone in another world. What is that?
This is life reconnecting itself according to oneness. It is the organic nature of life that needs us to participate.
Yes, but we call it technology, and in the name of technology, we lose what it really is.
That is, for me, the tragedy.
Yes.
We've lost its sacred nature.
Yes.
We don't realize that it's a gift given to us to help us to wake up, to help us to realize we are one planet, we are one race, we are one lot of human beings. And we have to make this step in our evolution, otherwise I think the planet will die. And to me, being present in this world at this time requires a consciousness of oneness to help the world, to help each other, so we can redeem this world.
We are connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, and to the rest of the universe atomically. And this is just the truth. And what's interesting, that clip from Llewellyn Vaughan, that was like 2011 that clip came from. And it doesn't seem like we're further along in many ways than 2011. We're all connected. We're all reflecting each other back to each other. Oneness can be seen and recognized in ways that we may have to think about. I never thought of the internet as being a representation or an individualization of oneness, but it is expressing itself through us and as us every minute, every day. And, don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. Because God in each of us as each of us is each of us. This is the fabric and the nature of our life. We are mirroring and reflecting this one life to each other. We're going to be talking about this all month long. Our backronym for this week is mirroring. Mind is revealing our radiance. Our reflection is the nature of God. Mind is revealing our radiance. Our reflection is the nature of God. Eleanor says the internet is a tool of oneness. It can be. I think it is. It itself, it is, and we can also use it consciously as a tool for our recognition of our oneness. And our affirmation, of course, is today, I reflect all of God's good outwardly to each person that I meet. That's ministry. That is a ministry that each of us can do together. Today, I reflect all of God's good outwardly to each person that I meet. And Dr. Holmes describes our relationship to the universe and with each other as perfect God, perfect human, perfect being. And this year, what we're talking about is our 2020 vision, One Life in Focus. Oh, Charles said, nice backronym. Did you like that, Charles? I'm going to go back to the backronym. I like that one too. Mirroring. Mind is revealing our radiance. Our reflection is the nature of God. Sometimes good ones come to me. I love that. I want to remind you all that we can give through the Give Plus mobile app. We started using it for class too this week. When you log into the Give Plus mobile app, you have. Oh, Frank is reminding me that I have to. Yes, Frank. Before I go to the Give Plus mobile app, Frank is reminding me about the PEP, the Personal Emergency Preparedness Workshop, which is coming up on next Saturday. I'm sorry that I don't have a graphic for it, but I will be sending out information all week long and the Zoom link for our PEP workshop for next Saturday, the Personal Emergency Preparedness Workshop. And that is not centered on any particular disastrous situation, but just being aware and available for, being aware and having available what you need to be prepared if there's a fire, if you got to get out of your house, if there's a flood, if there's, any of that stuff. So we'll be having that next Saturday morning at 9:30. Rick Espinoza said, sometimes the internet is a tool of frustration if you don't know what you're doing. I hear you. And look at what we've been able to do today with all of us together on screen and everything. It's crazy. And of course it looks like I'm at the center, but really I'm at home in my studio. So back to e-giving. The Give Plus mobile app is actually really easy. It's really simple and very simple to set up. You download it either from the iOS App Store for Apple products or the Android store, the Google Store for Android products. And it's easy to use and easy to set up and gives you all the windows to click on, and you can choose exactly where your contribution goes. So, I'm very grateful to Charles for having set that up for us. Of course, you can also go to our website, which is very simple on the internet, to go and click on one of the donate buttons, like right there. And as I reminded you, we have office hours, and you can go to the center, High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, 18575 Corwin Road, Apple Valley, California, 92307. Of course, our website is high-desert.org. And again, our office hours are Mondays, 9 to 1, Tuesdays, 9 to 4, Wednesdays, 9 to 12, and Thursdays, 9 to 3. Nobody is there on Friday. The address again is 18575 Corwin Road, right next to Corwin Park. Okay, and so our giving affirmation, which has a whole new look too. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And I bless this gift in faith, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, is my personal affirmation whenever I am making a transaction. After service, directly after service, right after God Makes Me Want to Sing, we'll be meeting on Zoom. I know that the Zoom link went out to everybody via text, but if you don't get texts and you're one of the few people who don't get texts from me, here's the info. It's 861-3853-1318 with a passcode of 1111. Gary Floyd always texts 1111 to me. You can also call in by voice, 669-900-6893. You'll still need the passcode of 1111. And if you don't have Zoom installed, you can always go to zoom.us/join, and that will present you with a dialog box where you can, in fact, put that information in and join into our meeting right after service. I want to again thank Judy and Reverend Karen, and of course Dave and Mandy for joining us today with music. And next week our special music is going to be by Chris Urmston, a beautiful song that he recorded for us a couple of weeks ago. And after that will be Reverend Karen. And last Sunday of the month, Reverend Karen will be speaking and running the service. So let's go ahead and all just sing All Is Well. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. It's 11:11. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. I know that the infinite indwelling Spirit blesses and protects us. I know that Spirit is kind and gracious through us. And I know that Spirit shines its light upon us and is our peace. And so it is. Amen. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. One more time. Life is good, and so it is. I love you all. I bless you all. Thank you for joining us for service this week. Keep listening to my daily mindful messages. I put a lot of work into making sure that it just really matches what's going on in the world for us. Clay says, have a wonderful week, everyone, and I go right along with that. I miss seeing you guys in person, but I'm really glad that we can do this and that we can connect this way and use the chat. So have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.